Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats. We're doing a whole series of applique on things that go. So this is what we're doing. We've done number 1 already, so now we're going to do number 2, which is this wonderful little dump truck. I love dump trucks. That was always wanted to have a little dump truck. I did. I don't know why. I don't know what I was going to do with it, but I always wanted one. So I've gone ahead, I've cut out my background, I've started positioning some pieces, but I haven't ironed anything on yet. Again, I've just kept an eye that my wheels are level by using my ruler to help me with that. That always works really nicely to have wheels level because they work best level. So I've got the body of the truck and the little cabin on. I've positioned the wheels, and so I can pop his little tray on, but we've got to pop the dirt in his tray as well. And we've got to remember that we are losing 1/4 of an inch around the sides of this block if we want to sew it into something. So just make sure that you keep things within. So I haven't pushed that right down because I really need to put the dirt in, but I needed to know where to put the dirt. Dump trucks like to carry dirt from one place and dump it somewhere else. So I can just pop that little bit so that it looks like there's a pile of dirt in the back of the truck there. There's a little window to put on. It's just going to fit in this little space here. And this truck has a little light. He works at night sometimes, this truck. And that's just going to go on the front there. So these are kind of fun, fairly simple shapes. Would be wonderful in a quilt. They'd be great on clothing, on bags, on really anything you can think of. So I'm happy with all that positioning now. I've got room around everything, so I'm just going to iron that all in place. Put my stabilizer behind and iron it together, just so that it holds itself together, because I'm going to be free motion stitching. So I'm going to go to the machine now and do some stitching around. So I'm just doing free motion straight stitching around the edges of everything. I'm going to have to start and stop a little bit on this one, but I can do some of it by keeping on going around fairly large areas. So I think I'll start on the back of the truck here and come up and go on to the tip and the tip part, and then we can do the dirt, and I can come back and perhaps go along again. Sometimes you can double over areas rather than stopping and starting, or you can stop and start. I just don't like stopping and starting. Just free motion stitching just close to the edge, and I can skip straight onto that next shape. Because I've got small pieces of work, I can turn it round when I need to, so I can see where I'm going better. Now I'm just going to skip onto that pile of dirt in his truck there and come back along here. And then I'm just going to go along again on that same line that I was on before. And then I can keep on coming around this whole shape. So I've gone ahead, I did my wheels, I had to do them separately and I've had to start again, but I'm just coming down here and I'm just at the little light here, so I would just come over the light and I would go around on the light and then come back down on that line on the front edge there, and then keep coming down onto this wheel. And then actually, rather than go all the way around the wheel, I'm going to come across here and go all the way around the back wheel and then come back and finish that wheel off. I can just come back along that bit of blue again there, and I can just finish that wheel off and I haven't had to stop and start again. then just lock off with a couple of stitches there. And we have one fun little dump truck. So I'm just going to give that a press. And I think that's come up really well. So that's block number 2 in the series of the things that go. So we're going pretty well. We've got a little scooter to scoot around on. We've got a little dump truck, because we've always wanted a dump truck. As I said, these appliques could be great for all sorts of things. They could go on bags, on quilts, on boxes, clothes, all sorts of things. So that was number 2 in the series, but there's another 18 to go, so I'll see you again with block number 3.